change, there we go, to make sure that you guys can see me. All right, let's begin. I would like you to choose your favorite seated or lying down position. And make yourself comfortable. We're going to begin with our normal 5 minutes of breathing. Just transitioning. So you know that it is my belief, it is the yogic philosophy that our thoughts contribute so much to our physical body, that energy makes up everything, and the matter of our body is constructed by the energy and vibes and associations of our thoughts. So it is in times and days like this that we need to be really aware of those thoughts, even more than usual. And it's essential for us to draw back inward and recognize the power and strength and that gratitude and counting our blessings and finding the power within can offer us. So in order to do that, I'd like you to close your eyes if that feels safe for you today. And I'd like you to just turn your awareness to your breath. And allow the inhale and allow the exhale. Just feeling the breath fill your lungs, feel the expansion that that creates in your body. And just notice the settling feeling. Just allowing that breath to feel a little bit longer, a little bit slower than usual. Feeling it fill your heart space and dissipate and pass and, just move through the body. Using every exhale to allow yourself to settle into whatever part of the floor is touching your body. So if you're seated, you're feeling that energy just sink into your hips and feet. If you're on your back, you're feeling it all distributed along your back body. Just this release, this relaxation. Like the earth beneath you is safe. It's strong and it's supportive. Nice. So for those of you who are seated now, allow yourself to recline and lie down. For those of you who are already there, make sure your knees are bent and the soles of your feet are on the floor. Lift your hands to the sky. I want you to reach the shoulders up off the floor, stretch the fingers high, and then settle those shoulders back down to the ground. Reach your palms around to grab the opposite elbow, and then drop your elbows to the right and your knees to the left. Inhale everything back to center. Drop your knees to the right, elbows to the left. Everything back up to center. And just sweep your body back and forth. Allow your breath to move you. So know that the exhales release the body out to the sides. Allow the inhales to bring everything back to center. Just letting that nice sweep happen. And then next time you let yourself come back to center, just allow the hands to rest down beside your hips. Pick up each shoulder and perhaps draw them down under your spine, under your back. Let the heels walk up closer to your hips. You're going to start a little bridge pose here. So press into the feet and begin to lift the hips up off the floor, pressing them towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're thinking of the hip flexor being your point of hinge and allowing the body to come down from that hinge. Pressing up and lengthening that muscle across the front of your hips to the sky. And as you exhale, putting a deep crease in that hip flexor where the leg bone goes into the hip socket. Breathing in and out. Remember, it doesn't matter to me at all how high the hips lift. They can lift a centimeter if there's stuff you're protecting in your low back. Just allow yourself to add arms if you like. So perhaps the hands and the hips are going to lift up and set back down. Use a big inhale to let everything open and a nice exhale to release everything back down to the ground. Nice. And then let everything settle. Perhaps you're going to take both legs and stretch them out straight. Deep breath in. Nice long exhale. Draw your right knee into your chest. Let the fingers clasp the tops of your shins. And then just begin to breathe. I want you to exhale and push all the breath out of your body by pulling the knee in closer. And inhale, letting that thigh reach away from you. Exhale, pull it all in. Inhale, stretch it away. Yeah, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, stretch it away. Sweet. And now point and flex your toe. Squeeze your toes together, spread them apart. Roll the ankle. See if you can press that heel right up towards the ceiling, pulling the toes down towards you. Nice. Rotate the foot in the sky. So you're going to roll the thigh outward, the toes point past your right shoulder. Your left knee can be bent if that offers any extra support to your low back. Rolling that foot inward, toes point to past the left shoulder, left ear, back and forth. Let's externally rotate that foot and drop the heel down on the front of the left thigh. Your arms can open wide beside you, and then you'll just drop the foot down towards the ground. Taking a nice deep breath here. Let your right shoulder sink down into the floor. Feel length happen all the way down the left side body. Every time you exhale, there's just this lengthening space away from the armpit, the hip falling in the opposite direction. Just allow your breath to release tension and stress there. Imagine that every movement we do today has the purpose of creating immunity in your body as the breath is able to flow deeper into the cells, as we unrestrict and unbind tension in the body. The flow of breath, the movement of the body, the appreciation and gratitude just helps boost that immunity. Inhale, everything comes back up to center. Let's reach the right heel all the way up to the ceiling and set it down. Left knee comes into your chest. Fingers wrap. Just begin to breathe. It's almost like you're going to use this thigh as a pump. You press the air out of the lungs and inhale, the thigh moves away. Press the air out with a squeeze of the thigh. Inhale, the thigh moves away. Getting rid of all the stale, stagnant air in the lungs, allowing the fresh oxygenated supply to fill. Great, let's play with the feet. So you are both going to point and flex the whole foot and squeeze the toes, spread them wide. Both will happen. Yeah, then do little circles both ways, moving that ankle joint. Stretch the heel right up to the sky. Just allow that leg to feel tall. Reach through the sole of your foot and ground the top end of the leg down right into the hip socket. Begin to turn it. So the outward rotation is coming from the thigh. The inward rotation is coming from the adductor, abductors. Just moving that back and forth. Sweet. On an external rotation, bring the heel down on the bent right leg. We're in figure 4 pose now. Your arms can open wide, and we allow the legs to fall right. So this time the left shoulder stays relaxed onto the floor. We find a long opening down the side body. The armpit all the way down to the hip. There's just a nice release there. Your breath is reaching into your left lung right now. You're noticing that the strength and warmth, the capacity of that left lung to fill, feels like it breaks up some of the resistance and tightness of the rib cage, of the muscles that bind the ribs together. Like you have the capacity to stretch that breath right into your side body. Nice. And then we inhale and bring that foot back. Let's stretch the heel up to the ceiling and put it back down again. When both feet land on the floor, you can draw your knees into your chest and just begin to let yourself roll on the back body. So for some of you, a side-to-side roll will feel just like what you need. And for some of you, if your floor is soft enough, you might be able to roll head to tail. Either way, you're going to let yourself do a couple of rolls and then come up to a cat and cow position. And when you find yourself in this hands and knees position, your fingers can be spread wide on the floor. If there's any discomfort in the wrist, remember that you can make fists instead. All right. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Just begin to arch and lift your back and then roll the spine to the ceiling. There's some beautiful breath that accompanies this movement. It feels like the breath is moving up the spine from the tailbone and back down again. On one direction is your inhale and one is the exhale. Just allow yourself to go in whatever speed and whatever range of motion your breath allows. Remember that as soon as your breath gets tight and sticky, there's no point in pressing deeper into the movement. The breath has already told you that the benefits are at their peak. Sweet. So now just do big barrel movements. It's as if your torso is the barrel of a cement truck. Big, beautiful round rolls. And change directions. Nice. As you release out of that, let your right hand stretch out in front of you and stretch your left heel back behind you. You're in a nice long straight line here. Using your breath to help you find stability and balance. Releasing your hand and knee back to the ground. Yeah, even a pose like that, it's so still and so strong. Just allowing your body to access that stillness and that strength. Beautiful. Slow, deep breaths. We release the opposite side. Nice work. As your hands and knees come down onto the ground again, turn your back toes under. And when they connect to the mat, press them into the floor. Roll the feet up and lift your knees just a little bit. Now I want you to really press your chest towards your thighs. Really let your head hang between your elbows. Find a nice long flat back and then begin to straighten your legs. So you might just paddle between one heel and the other. You might bend and straighten those knees, pressing the sit bones towards the sky. Just messing around in this first downward dog. Nice. Your eyes can lift to your thumbs. Walk your feet forward to your hands and just stay there for a moment. Bring your palms back up to your shins. Press the spine into a nice straight line so the shoulders roll back. There's a lengthening of the back body. The knees can be as bent as they need to be so that you don't feel like there's any rounding of the back. Sometimes we straighten the legs and we round the back, and we bend the knees and our back goes straight. So pick that. Pick the straight spine. Breathe. The shoulders are pulled down and away from the ears. There's lots of space there. The spine feels long, the neck feels long. Bend into your knees deeply, and next time you inhale, take your hands to the sky. This is where I have to back right up so you can see me. And then drop your hands to your heart. Sweet work. Inhale your hands up to the sky. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale your hands up to the sky. Exhale, drop them right down. Nice work. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Now you're going to take a step back with your right foot. So right heel reaches back behind you. Maybe I'll go this way still. Yeah. Think of the left knee stretching forward. Push down through that back heel. Now imagine your tailbone wants to point to the floor. Your spine is tall. That string pulls up the crown of your head. There's a beautiful warrior one there. Shoulders roll down the back. Breathe. Here it's almost like the feet are grounded into the floor. You feel that back heel pressing into the mat. The right knee reaches forward. And then allow the fingers to just float up towards the sky. Draw the arms back down into the shoulders. Reach through the fingertips. Breathe here. Feel the breath, the strength of the breath. Feel the strength of that breath, bringing balance and control and foundation to this pose. Beautiful. And then sweep your hands down. The palms can sort of face forward. Let them back up behind you and lean forward. Pull the shoulders down, reach through that back heel. Your gaze is down, your neck is soft. The whole back body reaches towards that back heel. The crown of your head, the front knee reaches forward. Breathe there. Breathe there. Good work. Now hands come up to your heart center and straighten the front leg. You can come nice and tall again and then fold forward. Think of the back being really flat here. You can stop as soon as the spine feels like it's rounded. Stretch through the crown of the head. Lengthen from the tailbone. Allow the fingers to drop to the front shin. Reach the left hand down into the low back, and then just begin to open your left shoulder. Gently twisting the spine. So really encourage the shoulders to be far away from the hips, lengthening the front side of that body, and then turning and opening. Yeah. Allow hands to drop back down to the front shin. Inhale, come up and sweep the right hand back behind you. I'm going to back up again. Good. Kick the hips to the back edge of your mat. Reach through the front fingers. Stretch as far as you can. When you can't go anymore, just pivot the hands. Bottom hand lands on that front leg. Top hand opens to the ceiling. Feel like the spine is a long straight line, so you're not arched up through the rib cage. The rib cage pulls down. Breathe. Open your chest just 1 degree more. Take deep breaths in this triangle pose. Breathe. Beautiful. Firm press into the feet. Draw yourself all the way up. Nice. Now take a sweet windmill. This back hand rounds forward. Both your hands will land on your mat. Stretch yourself back to a plank pose. Reach into that nice tall plank. With super slow movement, allow yourself to go to the ground. You could be on your knees here. Lowering down. Nice. Inhale, allow yourself to come up into that cobra, and exhale again. So as you lift into the back bend, do not press into your hands. Do not let the shoulders reach up to the ears. Just practice that sweet, tiny lift. Coming right from the chest, right from the back muscles. If you keep your gaze downward, then you know you won't be using your neck, which is nice. And then come all the way down. Your back toes can curl under, press into the palms, hands and knees, downward dog. Downward dog is supposed to be a resting pose. So you might need to keep your knees really bent in order to have any rest here at all, which is just fine. Think about the length of your spine, the distance between your wrists and your sit bones. Press into the palms, reach the bum to the sky. Find that nice distance. And then gaze to your thumbs, bend your knees, walk your feet to your hands. Hands come up to the shins. There's a long, flat back that happens. Exhale, let yourself release down to the floor. Inhale, hands up to sky again. Sweet work, sweet work. Drop your hands down to your heart. Inhale, hands up and down. 2 more times. Inhale, hands up and down. And hands up. And hands down. Sweet. Step back with your left foot. Reach forward with that right knee. Think of the spine being really tall. So the distance between the crown of your head and the tailbone running up along the spine. Your shoulders lift to the sky and roll down your back. Hands release. The back heel presses into the floor. The front knee stretches forward. Breathe. 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 Nice work. Inhale, the fingers come all the way up to the sky. Draw the shoulders down into the shoulder blades, but reach forward and up through the hands. Let the front knee stretch, push through the back heel. Really sink into this pose so that it feels like all the molecules of your body are separating. The heavy ones grounding down into your legs. The light ones lifting into your fingertips. You know you're modifying, right? If you can't lift your hands above your shoulders, you're gonna do a cactus pose, keeping elbows wide. Deep breath. There's no right way to practice it. There's just the right way for you to practice it. Sweet. And then these hands will draw down. Reach them towards the back heel and allow your chest to lean as far forward as it can over that front leg. As you try and keep your balance and stability here, just feel how the front leg grounds down. The back heel stays connected. Stretch the back body. towards that back heel, the fingertips, sit bones, shoulder blades. And there's a real reach feeling through the crown of the head, the front knee, the chest. Beautiful. Nice. And then your hands come to your heart. Let's press the front knee straight and bring the spine to a nice tall position. From this point, at the hips, you'll fold. The sit bones lift. The pelvis rolls itself over that front leg. Lengthen through the spine. When you find your flattest back, drop your hands. Breathe here. Slipping. Right hand rolls into low back. There's a nice length across the front side of your body, and then you turn. The right shoulder lifts this time. It opens up. There's a beautiful balancing happening in the body. Nice. Breathe here. Breathe here. Good work. Good work. And then slowly your hands release back down. Inhale, sweep all the way up. We're going to let the left hand reach back behind us. I'll turn so you can see me. And the hips kick left. The fingers stretch right. Go as far as you can. Remember the length along the side body from the armpits to the hips is long. Reach through the crown of your head, press through the sit bones. Good. Top shoulder opens to the sky, ribs stretch open, bottom hand falls, top hand rises. Breathe here. Feel the strength here. Let your breath flow into the body. The body's just invigorated by the movement, by the breath being able to access all the little nooks and crannies, by the smile on your face. Oh, it feels good to move. Firm press into your feet. Inhale, let yourself come all the way up. Sweet. And now the back hand windmills all the way around. You will let both hands land on your mat and step back into your plank pose. Now plank pose, remember, can be on your wrists, it can be on your knees, it can also be on your forearms. So you pick the one that's right for you. When you find your pose, let's lower slowly to the ground. Elbows sliding in beside ribs. Whole front body lands, chin and chest connect. Lift and release the legs. So shoulders lift up to the sky, they roll down your back. This time take your hands and drop them down beside your hips. Good. So in an inhale, you might let the chest and back release, chin stays facing the floor and relax. And then do it with the legs. Pick them up and release them. Inhale, lift your chest and release them. Inhale, lift the legs and release them. Inhale, lift the chest and release them. Good work. One more, feet and down. One more, chest, lift and down. Good work. Crisscross your hands underneath your forehead. Bring your feet up to the sky and just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Back and forth. Use your slow breath right now to regulate beating heart. So instead of letting your breath catch up to the faster speed of your heart right now, just let your breath soothe everything. Reassure everything. The heart's working a little bit harder, the blood's flowing more in the body, that's all good. Let your breath support that. Sweet. Toes release back down to the ground. Hands slide beside the shoulders. Press yourself up onto hands and knees. You've got a couple choices here as we go to side plank. I'm going to start with my right hand grounded. You can be on your right knee and stretch back with that right knee still down on the ground, perhaps lifting your right leg. The other option you can have is to lengthen both feet and stack your feet They can be one in front of the other. I really want you to think about this bottom hip pulling away, reaching up to the sky in whatever pose you've chosen. Breathe. Top hand can lift to the hip or to the sky. Breathe. Maybe you're only going to do one side here. Maybe you'll modify one side. Depends on what's going on in your shoulders, strength in your upper body. It's all good. Let's try the other side. Remember, you can drop to the knee, stretch back and open. Breathe here. You can lift that heel. Sweet. And exhale and come down. Beautiful. So from side plank on both sides, let your knees be open, your toes touch, and slide the bum back towards the heels. Let the fingers drop forward. Maybe you're resting your forehead on the ground. Maybe you're just letting it float somewhere. Breathing. Yeah, 2 more breaths in that child's pose. Connecting your palms back down into the ground, allowing your back toes to curl under. Press into those feet and lift the bum up to the sky, finding your best downward dog. This could mean that you're paddling your heels here. Could mean that you're trying to press the heels closer to the floor, playing around with the backs of your legs. Breathe. Let's bend our knees generously. Take your eyes to your thumbs and walk your feet forward. Slide the fingers to the toes and up to the legs. Stretch the spine into that long straight line. Breathe here. Breathe here. Next exhale, allow yourself to fold deeper. The knees can bend. Inhale, sweep fingers all the way up to the sky. And drop the hands down to the heart. Sweet. Inhale, hands to sky. Drop hands to heart. Good. All right. Allowing yourself to find that, this mat so you can see me better. Okay. Feet find a nice plant into the floor. Let's do a balance pose. Bring your hands right to your hips and not your waist, not where the hip bones are at the top, but all the way to the bottom of the hips, where the leg bone goes in. That's where we're gonna move from. So the spine is tall, everything's working here. The left foot takes your weight. As the right heel peels off the ground, we lift this knee up in front of us. Yeah, sweet work. Right hand can come to the inside of that right knee and start to open it to the side. Now remember, if there's any reason your balance wants you to have that toe on the floor, go ahead. Let's take your left hand out to the side. Breathe. Breathe. Yeah. Good work. Okay, knee comes to center and set it back down again. Let's do the other side. Same thing, hands drop. So that you're really cognizant of the fact that when we lift this knee, nothing's happening with the hip, nothing's happening with the spine, right? Everything is happening down here below the hips, where the leg bone, because the leg bone is lifting up and forward of that left side, but the pelvis itself isn't being moved. Knee, leg bone is now rotating externally in that hip socket. Nice. Float your arm out. Breathe, press down through the bottom foot, reach through the crown of your head. Balance here. Steady, strong, controlled balance. Beautiful. That knee pulls back to center and drops down. Nice. Separate your feet, just hip width apart. Good. Drop Drop the knees out over the toes. Feel the hands fall behind the thighs, and then gently imagine yourself pressing your thighs into those palms. Breathe. Tall through the spine, soft through your shoulders, pressing through those thighs. Bring your hands to your heart. Nice. Deep inhale. Then as you exhale, twist to the right. Come back to center. And as you exhale, twist to the left. Come back to center. Good work. Go back and forth here. Sweetly just moving. Nice. We're isolating that upper spine right now. And we're really getting some juiciness into our legs. Every time we get juiciness down into our legs, we're doing really great work fighting anxiety and stress. I think it's the same as the placebo effect of putting Vicks on the soles of your feet when you have a cough. It's like telling your brain, pay attention to something down here. Pay attention to the earth and the water element, the grounding, right? We want to get out of our heads in this crazy time. Yeah, has everyone got burning legs? Me too. Straighten. Best part of the pose. Heels and toes come together. Nice. A little bit more for that grounding feeling. Let's come up onto our tippy toes. So this is what you're avoiding, the capsize out and down again. Up and down. Keep your shoulders soft. Don't let them be getting tense and tight. Shake your and nod your head. Yeah. Go up slowly and down slowly. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, inhale those hands all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, you'll do a deep forward fold. Inhale from that forward fold into a long, flat back. And exhale. Once your hands hit the floor, can you walk one knee back, then the other? And bring yourself to a seated position. Okay, so if you are the person who has props in your house, feel free to be popping any of those props in place right now for some seated positions. If you don't have any props in your house right now, it's okay. We won't need them. I might even move this mat so that it's even clearer that you can see my body. Yeah. Okay, seated position. Let's start with our knees bent. Sit really tall, because sometimes when we sit like this, we just really hang out here. So you're gonna practice this pose. Nice and tall through the spine. Let your hands come in behind these thighs, and then when you lean back, the spine still stays long. If you are working with balance right now, you may just start with lifting one heel at a time. If that feels okay, both heels can lift. Remember, there's a relationship between your chest being lifted and your low back being lifted, because as soon as one capsizes, the other does as well. So keep strength through both. Notice how much your arms are doing to hold your legs in space. If it's possible to let the legs do the work, perhaps your hands let go. And just breathe. Remember, we're on the floor now. We got 20 minutes left. We're on the floor. The hard poses are ending. This is probably the last of our really hard ones. Nice. And release down. When you hit the floor, take whatever position feels comfortable. If a cross-legged position in your body is comfortable, go ahead. If you need to keep one knee bent, one straight, you just play with whatever feels right in your body, okay? Sitting tall. Shoulders lift up to the ears and they roll down the back. Just give your head a shake and let the head land at the top of the spine. Deep breath. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, we put the right down and we stretch up through the left. Your gaze can turn. Remember that your hand could be on your head. Your hand could be on your shoulder. Breathing into that side body. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And to the other side. Perhaps that elbow opens to the ceiling. Perhaps you gaze up. Maybe hand is here. Maybe hand is here. Breath moving down that side body. Nice work. Inhaling, coming all the way up, letting the shoulders roll down the back. Sweet. Let's take the feet and take them wide. Nice. Hands come all the way up again. Remember, you can stay just here if that's what's right for your body today. We're going to twist and fold. So the twist over the left leg, folding over the right. We inhale, twist, and fold on the exhale. Inhale, twist, and fold. Inhale, twist, and fold. Breathe. All the way up, hands come down. Nice. Bring these feet back together in front of you. You will take the right knee and bend it in. Nice. Sit really tall. Lower the shoulders down your back. The right hand can reach back behind you and plant on the floor. This left hand, some of us will just wrap the elbow around the knee, okay? So you're really trying to resist the lean back. Can you draw your chest up into your thigh? Can the thigh work to kind of press into the body? So you're not straight, you're not using this arm strength to do it all, that some of that just feels like it's coming from the leg. Yeah, keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathe in through a tall spine and exhale to twist. Breathe in through a tall spine. Exhale, allow your body to twist. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. One more time. Nice. Allow yourself to unwind that twist, bringing it forward. You'll stretch the right leg out in front of you. Bring the left knee in. Same thing. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Let your shoulders soften. And hug with the right arm. Reach the left hand back behind you. Every inhale, just imagine yourself sitting taller. And as you exhale, gently turning. And eventually allowing your chin to fall back to that left shoulder. Lengthening all the way up as you inhale and exhale to unwind. Your feet can stretch straight out in front of you. Turn to face the toes. Shoulders lift to the ceiling, roll down, drop your hands beside you. Sit in Dandasana, so this is seated staff pose. The legs are straight unless these guys lock behind the knees, in which case you'll put a microbend in them. You might put a microbend in them anyway if it helps you feel like your spine gets taller. So if you have a taller spine, just by bending those knees a little bit, go for it. I prefer that, tall spine. Shoulders are really dropped down and away from the ears. Hands are pressed into the floor as deeply as they can be. Some of you might even reach the heel of the palm into the floor. That's my goal one day. Breathe. Good. Inhale, the hands come all the way up. As you exhale, we touch for the toes. We inhale and come up. We exhale and bring hands to the floor behind us. Now inhale here. You might lift that far. You might even bend your knees and lift higher. So you can choose what that lift looks like. We're going to do a few of them. Inhale up and fold. Inhale up, hands down, and lift. Yes. Release on your exhale. Inhale your hands up on the inhale, fold forward on the exhale. Inhale your hands up on the inhale, fold hands back, lift the hips, release. Hands up, yes, fold forward. Good, hands up, release back. You're doing whatever you need to do with your arms. Lift up, good, let them down. Sweet work. Take your hands into sort of this pose. I want you to wiggle your thumbs in behind each sit bone and really roll your shoulders back. Think about landing one elbow down onto the ground and then the other elbow. Good. Chest lifts up to the sky. Slowly lower the back of your head towards the floor. You've got some options with your feet. They can be knees to the sky. They can be knees open. They can be legs straight. Push through the elbows, push through the palms. Let the chest lift to the ceiling. Release the shoulders and the head. And then slowly lift your head. Let the back of your head lay down on the ground and release the whole body. Breathing in. Slide your knees into a bent position. Lift your hips just to lengthen the spine. Take your spine into the longest, straightest line it's ever been in today. And then choose what you might want to do with your legs. Today, do you want your feet to go wide, your knees to fall together? Would it feel okay to let the legs flop out in front of you? Or did you bring any prop with you that you could slide behind your knees? Long spine. Hands can be open by your side, or perhaps those palms are closed on your body. Allowing yourself to sink into stillness. Using this last minute to make any changes that you might need to be comfortable in this pose. Feeling your long breath. Feeling how that breath extends from your heart center and reaches to your toes and to your fingertips. Notice what your body feels like infused with breath. The strength and the power of that breath. Your practice of putting movement in your body as a routine all helps build your immunity. Your practice of having positive, uplifting thoughts, of feeling gratitude, heightens your immunity, builds strength in your body. In Ayurveda, we call that word ojas. It is the vitality and the strength and the vigor of your being, the capacity that you have built it to contain, built it to have, so that it can contain this life that you live. And so as you lay here and as you breathe for this next few minutes, just imagine that unleashed inner wisdom, the innate wisdom, the innate intelligence that sits inside of you, moving with freedom and ease around your body. Your movement and your breath having opened up all the cell doors, all the nooks and crannies. And this built-in intelligence, moving around, making repairs, doing fixes, cleansing and clearing, sweeping out whatever your body no longer needs, creating space for goodness that you are drawing in. Each inhale carrying with it a full nutrient-filled packet. And this time you spend in stillness and silence, offering free permission to this wisdom, to your innate intelligence, to work as it knows best. Every time your mind gets distracted, and as it will, just notice that you've wandered off and bring your thoughts back to watch, to witness and watch the movement of breath. And to allow your awareness to stay present just to the mere idea of that intelligence working in your body. Notice the sensations of strength, of vitality, of calm, of groundedness, ease, each breath drawing in exactly what you need right now. Each exhale releasing exactly what you don't need right now. Stay with your breath in and out through your nose. And let's hardwire that experience, bringing what was unconscious back into our consciousness. Taking a moment to just scan your physical body. How does your physical body feel after infusing breath, allowing sweet movement? What is the ability of your muscles? What was the ability of your muscles and tendons and fascia and tissue to release any built up stress and tension. And in that release, allow the movement of prana, of vital energy in your body. And just take a moment to scan the inside of your brain, noticing if your awareness staying focused on the movements and the breath of your physical body has drawn down, has dampened any of the busy thoughts in your head. And with your heart, notice what emotion sits closest to the surface. And is there a way for you to tap into that emotion and acknowledge it? Not try to change it, fix it, but just be with it. It's easy to do on days that we find a really positive thing sitting there in our heart, and it's harder to do on days where what we find is not as positive. Taking a nice deep breath and allowing yourself to lift up out of your Shavasana. Sweet work, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, that felt really good. Really good to just be in community with everyone this morning, and really good to practice together with people. So, hi, Carson. And I appreciate it. So namaste, everyone. Namaste, be well. And I think I'm going to release this link. I'll put it on the Facebook page that I initially said that this was on. And then if you want to watch it again, you can. And I'll keep you posted. I think that this might work for us to do more often. So appreciated, everyone. Hello, everyone. Have a fantastic day. So loved seeing everyone who I could see. It's fun to just even see the names that are here. Oh, some of you are chatting with me. Feel free to just press exit if you're ready to leave. Yes, thank you. And if anyone can figure out how to unmute themselves, feel free. That, I think, is one thing that we're missing, so that we could have little chats after class.
Can you hear me, Jill?
Oh, I can. Hi, Miss Nicole. You figured out how to unmute. How did it go?
On the bottom left-hand side, there's a mute and unmute button that I found.
Hello, Miss Everly Rose. Bye, Lori.
Oh, bye. Can't figure out how to do this.
See you. Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Bye.
Hi, Miss Janet. Hi, Miss Fern.
Hi.
How was your class? Good. Have a fantastic day, everyone.